Welcome back to Home Gym Hacks and Reviews. Today I'll be reviewing the Powertec VKR vertical knee raise, but it's also a pull-up, dip, and push-up station, and most people refer to this design as a power tower. Stay tuned. Normally I have pretty good luck when ordering strength training equipment. Everything arrives on time or very close to being on time and damage free. This time, however, I had a couple of minor issues with the carrier, and luckily FedEx got the shipment straight and Powertec sent out a replacement piece that got lost during transit. This shipment was delayed twice, and on the third day I only received one of two boxes. I came outside, looked behind the bushes, around my truck, and even checked to see if it fell out the back of the FedEx truck. Come to find out, box 1 of 2 was sent back to FedEx, where they put the thinnest little layer of plastic wrap on the box to close the gaping hole. When I moved the box and heard nuts and bolts jingling around, I knew I wasn't going to have a complete piece of equipment. All 3 of the hardware packs were busted open, and 2 of the 3 were completely empty. In the second box, everything looked great and was packed just as I am accustomed to seeing products arrive from Powertec. When I received this delayed and damaged product from FedEx, I created a poll on Instagram just to see which carrier people thought was better for strength training equipment, and over 100 people responded and 70% preferred UPS, which I agree. In my experience, UPS packages tend to arrive on time and with little to no damage. Ultimately, I determined I was missing a few nuts and bolts and one pull-up handle, so the damage wasn't as bad as it could have been. Aside from what I was missing, the shipment looked great. Luckily, I have enough hardware laying around. I replaced all the lost nuts and bolts. There aren't many total pieces for the VKR, and there's only 3 pages of instructions that were easy to follow. I first bolted the rear and side support tubes onto the base tubes, and then bolted the foot supports with handles onto the support tubes. There is a plate that bolts on to further reinforce the foot plates. Next, I bolted the arm support tubes onto the side and rear support tubes, and bolted the U-shaped handles onto the arms. In addition to being bolted on, the arms slide into the rear support tube for added stability. The pads are dense enough to be durable, but not so hard they're uncomfortable. I was impressed with the thickness of the arm pads, and the yellow stitching is a nice touch. Lastly, I connected the pull-up bar and pads to complete the build in about an hour, and this is when I had to pause the review until the second pull-up handle arrived. 12 days after the initial shipment, Powertec sent me a replacement handle, no questions asked. The finished product has a max weight capacity of 400 pounds. It's 48 inches long, 47 inches wide, and 89 inches high. The total weight of the VKR is 147 pounds. All of the welds look very clean, and the frame has a limited lifetime warranty, and the pads and grips have a 1-year warranty. The height of the pull-up bar on the VKR is about the same height as the pull-up bar on the Powertec Streamline Functional Trainer, and it's just a little shorter than my Powertec Power Rack, where I have the optional 5-inch risers to elevate the pull-up bar even higher. The push-up handles allow for a neutral grip, which I greatly prefer over standard push-ups on the floor, and because they are almost 6 inches off the ground, I can get a deep full range of motion. To increase the intensity of the push-up, I can elevate my feet on a 12-inch plyo box. If that's too easy, I can add a second plyo box. If I'm feeling especially strong, I can add the Iron Master plate-loaded weighted vest. And if I still want more resistance, I can add a band around the push-up bars. The push-up bars can also work for the top portion of the dip if you need to make the dip exercise easier due to experience level or injury. The back crossbar is elevated high enough for shoes to fit below for a foot-secured sit-up or curl-up. The dip bars are 22.5 inches apart, which fits me perfectly, and I can perform dips facing the VKR or facing away. Depending on strength levels or injury status, a band run from one dip handle to the other can offer just enough assistance in the bottom of the dip where most people are weakest. This can help prolong the set and reduce the chance of aggravating or re-aggravating a shoulder issue. Here I have the Henny Belt squat belt connected to my Titan loading pin. The loading pin is touching the ground in the bottom of the dip where I am weakest, and it's off the ground during the portion of the dip where I'm strongest. Similarly, a band can be placed around the shoulders and push-up handles to add some banded resistance to the dip exercise. The dip handles can also be used for bent leg or straight leg raises. And an exercise approved by the great Dante Trudell, the rack chin with a neutral grip. A band can be placed around the push-up handles for additional resistance. I got the VKR mainly for the knee raise. I have always liked this exercise for abs, and it works the hip flexors too. In a study conducted by San Diego State University and the American Council on Exercise, the captain's chair was found to be the second most effective exercise for working the rectus abdominis out of 13 exercises. Prior to getting the VKR, I had my Grizzly ab straps, and these are okay, but I'm missing the back support that the VKR provides, and from time to time, hanging here will aggravate my shoulder. If you want to get wild and crazy with the VKR, there are all kinds of knee raise variations that can be performed, like alternating knee raises, twisted knee raises, one leg straight leg raises, and circular leg movements, which I find to be the most difficult. A dumbbell between the feet can add some extra resistance to the exercise, as well as a band looped around the back upright. I'm 5'9" and I can stand with my arms fully extended and feet barely touching the ground, and there are lots of good pull-up options. There's a wide angle pull-up, there's a pronated pull-up, and this isn't too wide for me luckily. I can swing this bar towards me and do a pronated close grip pull-up or a supinated pull-up. I am missing the hammer grip, but I'm going to take care of that now. Once again, the Angles 90 grips proved to be invaluable because my preferred pull-up is a neutral grip or hammer grip. And now with the Angles 90 grips attached, I have a much more joint-friendly pull-up. I showed this hack in my review for the Powertec Chin Dip Assist machine. If I had 2x4s under that bar, I can give myself nearly 4 inches of additional height. And now my feet are barely touching the floor and my arms are fully extended for a nice full range of motion. A band looped around the center pull-up bar can offer some assistance during the pull-up, or a band looped around the push-up handles can offer some resistance to the exercise. A loading pin, weighted vest, or chains can also add resistance. Another option is to jump into the pull-up position and work on super slow negatives. For $679 with free shipping, this is a pretty versatile piece of equipment. With some power towers, the pull-up station is on one side and the knee raise on the other. With that type design, the piece cannot back up and sit flush against the wall. I've used cheap power towers and top-of-the-line power towers, and the knee raise function of the Powertec hangs with the best of them. The dip station and push-up station are more convenient than setting up my dip bars in the power rack and setting up dumbbells on the floor for neutral grip push-ups. I always liked using the power tower when I was working out in commercial gyms, mainly for the knee raise function. And when you're building a home gym, if you want to keep things simplified, unlike me, you really only need a few pieces: a squat stand, an adjustable bench, some adjustable dumbbells, and a piece like this would really cover all of your bases. This is a very good and very well-made piece of equipment. It fits me nicely. However, someone who's taller may need the back pad to be a little bit longer. I would also like to see a neutral or hammer grip coming off the pull-up bar here, just to increase the variety of pull-up options on this piece. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you found this review helpful. If so, please consider liking and subscribing. You can find me on Instagram at Home Gym Hacks and Reviews. If any of my reviews or videos have helped you, please consider using one of my affiliate links in the description of this video at no additional cost to you. And remember, if your equipment lacks, I got the hacks. Take care, everyone.